Hey, because of overwhelming popularity, I didn't realize that the hand slap was. I knew the minute I hit record on my. I knew the minute I hit record, I'll get a message. Alright. Because of overwhelming popularity. Now I know there's a lot of things popular, but I didn't think people really cared much about this slap. But I thought I'd do a little something more with it. So if anybody followed the other video, which started off as a tutorial, um, we'll load another instance of Blender because I got Blender running now. So let's just load another Blender, and we'll import in that hand. And what we'll do, we'll make two hands that kind of make a slap, like a clap. Like a clap, not the clap, but making a clap, like a clap, like you clap your hands. So what I thought I'd do is would go into the vehicles where the uncompressed version of the slap still is here, and what we'll do is load a. I don't remember if I saved it. I don't know if that's a current. Sometimes I forget to update the Blender file. Yeah, look, it's even missing the texture. Alright, so here's what I thought we'd do. We'd just make two. And they'd slap, clap, whatever. Now, if you see in here, the hand's right side up. So, I don't know why it was spawning upside down. But here's what I'm going to do. So that's hand. That's the J-beam for the hand. We'll duplicate the hand. And we'll move it over here. Now I'm just going to mirror the object. Now remember, when you mirror an object, what you got to think about is when you mirror it, it flips the normals for some reason. Now you won't really know this till you apply all transforms. But since I got both these hands here, let's go ahead and just move them. Let's get them here down to the ground closer. Get about right there. Actually, do it like this instead. We'll start them out like this. Maybe I should put them a little farther apart in case somebody wants to drive through the middle. Now, in a perfect world, I'd have a joint that would also bend right there, make the hand flex. I guess I could do that, or try to do that. I'm not sure how effective it'll be, but we could try it and see. That way, when they come together, it kind of does like a real hand, a little, at the wrist. So I think this will be the final place for the hands. And or maybe should they be, that'll be good. You know, I am indecisive, so bear with me here. Alright, so one hand is one side, one is the other. Let's make this hand R and the other one hand L. And we'll go ahead and set both their origins to the 3D cursor here in the center. We'll apply all, I almost forgot. Yep, apply all transforms and then check the face orientation, because you mirrored one. When you mirror it, it's going to invert it. So I gotta go to edit mode, hit A to select all, mesh normals, flip. That's one thing I wish I knew a long time ago, because that was a very aggravating process of making things and not knowing why in the game. Because when you make an object and the normals are flipped, it causes all kinds of problems with your texture, with the surface, how the car interacts with surfaces that are inverted. But yeah, that's a little nifty tool there, face orientation. You want it to be blue if it's the outside of something. So hand R and hand L be exported back into the folder of the existing slap and overwrite the one that's in there. So now the thing will have two parts, or two flex bodies. Since I mentioned flex bodies, let's go ahead and pull up the blank J-beam here. It ain't blank anymore, but you know what I mean. So we got flex bodies. Now I just changed it so one says hand L and the other's hand R. So we'll go ahead and make the decision to put hand L and hand R be group A and B. And group A will be A. Let's get rid of all this because I'm going to have to redo this anyway. And group B be group B. Let's get rid of the thrusters. Because when we re-export, I have no idea what the new names will be for the new. So I'll have to change a few things. Get rid of the old nodes, old beams, old triangles. So it's basically like starting over pretty much. Alright. We'll call this slap 2. And I'll change the mod name to slap 2. Let's close everything. Now let's go back to here. Now I need to make J-beams for these. So I thought make a mesh cube for the arm, and make another mesh cube for the hand. Edit this one. be okay. Close enough. Alright, so both of these can be joined. Oh, wait a minute. No, let's not do that. Let's call this one, since that's the right arm, let's call this right. No matter what I call it, really. Just need to make up my mind, call it something. Right arm. And that'd be the right hand. These names don't matter. They just make things easier to follow along. Prefix, no prefix. So I thought we would name these like starting with the right arm, A, B, C, D. So that'll be A. So node prefix A, and the hand be node prefix B. Let's go to edit mode. Hit A to select all mesh nodes. Mesh J-beam nodes connector. Face, triangulate faces. Then go back to here, get the hand, go to edit mode with it. Hit A, select all mesh J-beam nodes connector. And even though they're all triangulated, I just do it every time anyway. The minute you don't, you forget, and you have an end gone, and you're like, well, damn, I forgot to triangulate. So I'll just do it anyway, regardless. Now these two items I can duplicate and mirror. Move them over here for the other arm. And yes, we mirrored something, so yes, its face orientation will be, well, it looks correct, but it's not really. Once we set its origin to the 3D cursor and apply all transforms, you'll see it'll flip. So I gotta go to edit mode and flip them normals. Now when you mirror something, I guess it thinks you want to make it inside out too. I don't know. But so if that's A, B, I said that would be C, and that would be D. And so I don't confuse myself, it'd be left arm, and left hand. Now we already did the nodes beam connector thingy on this one and this one, so we mirrored it. They're already done. We don't have to like do. Basically what that does is reinforces all the corners and everything with extra supports. If you look inside, see if it inside's like framework crisscrossing, supporting each other. So now is a great time to save your Blender file. Alright, we exported the hands, now we just need to export the J-beams. So that, oops, that, this, and this. And look, I forgot to set the origins to those. See, the origins, you can get little orange dots. It shows you where the origin. That just basically means when you rotate it, that's the axis it rotates on. But when you're making things, they all need to be set to 0, 0, 0. So, the game knows where to line up everything. Or you may have a hand here and its J-beam be way over there somewhere. Alright, that's done. File, export, JBeam. It should export 4 JBeams, which you see, yes, down here it did. If we go to the mod folder for the slap, in here will be our new exported JBeams. We'll open these up and we'll go back one folder to the mods folder, open its JBeam, which I probably should have renamed this, but it's alright. I know what it is. So this is filled out. Oh man, I just realized something. You dumbass, you cannot bend a damn solid object like that. You got to cut them hands off. It's not gonna work like that. So let's hide these J-beams so it ain't confusing. We'll just hide it so that we can see one of them. And we're going to turn on, actually we're going to select these faces like this. We need to separate the hands. I'll turn X-ray on just so I know I get all the top and the bottom. I just usually don't when I'm up close because it's kind of confusing looking at all that. But you don't have to turn it on. You can just fly around each arm and make sure you got all of them selected. That's all I'm doing. Because I'm going to say mesh separate by selection. Now I'm going to hide the hand because I want to, you know what? Oh hell, either way it's going to be kind of messed up. I would have to round these off to make them look right. I'm not doing all that. Let's do it like this. Because then I have to make new. Nah, I'm not doing all that. It'd take me too long. You see, I'm selecting the edges around the edge. Nope, I don't want those. So I can hit F and close it up. And I'll do the same thing with the hand. Take it into edit mode. There's probably a way to pick all these without having to do this. Damn it. think that'll be alright. Oh, hell no. Look at that. There we go. Alright, so now we got 4 parts to go with those 4 J-beams. So we need to name them appropriately. So this will be arm L. That'll be hand L. Hand R. Arm R. Now these get exported to the mod folder as DAEs, because these are going to be our new flex bodies. Selection only, because we don't want to send the J-beams as flex bodies too, because they're not flex bodies. Now I did already export these parts, because that's when I realized, oh crap, I can't bend the damn hand unless the hand's got a break in it. It won't work. So now all we need to do, arm L, arm. Now I gotta rethink this. So if I said that's A, B, C, D, then I should arm R, arm, hand R. Okay, I got it. Hand R, arm R will be A. Hand R will be B. Arm L will be C. And hand L will be D. So we need 3 groups. Alright. So let's start with arm R, since I said that would be A. And we'll put the nodes. I better move all these, or I'm going to be putting the wrong thing in the wrong place. Happens all the time. Put the wrong thing in the wrong place. Then things don't work right. Okay, now you can kind of see why I name things A, B, C, D. It makes it easier just to keep up with what you're doing. Everything just kind of is easier to follow. Alright, all the beams, they don't got to be separated with groups. They're just going to all go one after the other. They're going to all be sharing the same properties up here. Except for maybe where they bend. I may change those because they're not going to be connected at first. They're going to be just they're just going to be 4 parts. They're going to fall to the ground when they spawn. They'll have to be stabilized and connected with some good old hidden glue. Invisible beams that you don't see. Unless you hit Control B, then you'll see them. I don't know, the way making things in here is kind of like making a little boat inside of a glass bottle. And you got like little sticks and little glue at the end that you hold things together. That's kind of what this feels like, making these mentally. It's like making a ship in a bottle. Alright, we can save it. Now we can see what we get when we load it. I'll need to change that. That'll give us a problem because them don't exist yet. And they won't be named that. So let's load up old Slappy. See what we get. Let's delete any slap in the temp folder if there's one in there. So I don't want that complicating anything. Not saying it would, but since it does cache things in there, you don't want the cached version. Sometimes it can, well, with me anyway, it seems like it can interfere and cause problems from time to time. It's better just to delete it and not worry about it. That way if something does go wrong, well, you know it ain't something from the temp folder. Now we should have 2 hands and 2 arms just fall to the ground when we spawn it. Should. Don't mean we will. I'll update the artwork. And yes, we do. We got 2 arms and 2 hands. That absolutely are not moving at all. Because some dummy has him anchored. Fixed, true. Yeah. If it's fixed, that means it ain't going nowhere. No sir. It ain't gonna move at all. We're gonna probably turn on self-collision so that it can collide with itself. And I don't know. Let's make it plastic. Sound instead of cloth. You can change that back if you want. Node weight 20. Yeah, these are gonna fall to the ground like a brick when I hit Control R. But I think it's gonna work alright. I do. I do indeed. Alright, so here's how we're going to join these. We'll pause the game, we'll hit Control N. Now we're going to get up close, because this is where the hidden glue comes in. So you can see, I'll hit Control T also, so you can see that the J-beams, triangles, make it easier to visualize anyway. So what we're going to do is put a little bit of glue between AL3 and BL7, and then we're going to do the same thing to the corners on the bottom and the top. Now I can hide the hands to make life easier to see what we're doing. In vehicle config and debug, we can turn this on down to 0. Maybe you thought, well, maybe it's better to have some of the hand in there. I don't like the way it polka dots it, but we can just do this like this, so now we can see better what we're looking at. We'll move that to here. close all these out. We're done with those. And we'll go down to the beams. So we'll go to the bottom of the beams. And anytime you put a blue dot, it makes it easier to get to it. You can just hit F2 on the keyboard, and no matter where you are, it'll cycle through these dots. They're like little bookmarkers. So what we're going to do is connect AL3 to BL7. I'll also hit Control B so we can see the beams. And we'll get up a little closer so you can see what's going on. So AL3, BL7. So we'll just copy that. So all we got to do is type AL3, BL7. AL1, BL5. Then at the bottom, AL2, BL6. BL4, and that's AL0. So if I save this, I hit Control R, and I hit the home key, you'll see that they are now connected. Unless I spelled one wrong down there. I don't see that one. AL0, BL4. Maybe it's in the ground. That's probably what it is. So you can see now they are connected. Now, how well they bend, that's determined by the values that are here, which we're going to give them their own values so that they have more flexibility. So anything that follows this follows what this says. Anything below one of these is what they follow. So whatever below that didn't follow. You can have something different for every single thing that connects if you wanted to. Let's just make this like let's just do that. And we probably don't need a whole lot of damping. Let's just see what this does. Does it bend better? It should. Yeah, it bends okay. I think it'll do fine. We can always adjust it. Let's do this with the other one. CL7, DL3, CL5, DL1, CL4 to DL0. CL6. Yeah, it's hard to see. CL6 to like what damn DL1, DL2. Alright, now let's anchor CL3 and CL2, these are going to be the axles that the arm will pivot on for the left arm. So we need to come up to here and find CL3 and CL2. What we'll do is, I'll do it like this. Fixed equals false. We'll copy this. We'll go to after CL2, paste, and then after, since that's 2 and 3, oops, it's 2 and 3, true, false, and then AL5 and AL4. Alright, now if I pick them up out the ground, alright, now I didn't say they wouldn't get stuck together. I never made that claim. However, I can adjust the friction coefficient and lower it. Maybe that can help a little. And I'm going to have to make some more reference nodes too, so the camera will do right. I'll do that last. Well, no, I guess I can do it now. So the way this thing works is you basically pick where you want the camera to be by picking a node and telling it what's behind that node and what's to the left of it, and we're going to do it like this. That's BL5. What is above BL5? Well, that's probably BL4. What is to the left of BL5? The one we selected for the reference node, that would be DL3. And what is back? What is back behind? Behind BL5 would be BR1. Now when we that's the camera up there. No, it shouldn't be acting like that unless I typed in something wrong. That wouldn't surprise me. Alright, now to get these things moving. So imagine a rocket ship, and the people are sitting there and the fire comes out here. That's how thrusters work. AL1 will be where the people sit. AL3 will be where the fire comes out. So we'll go down to the thrusters. AL1 to AL3, and that will use the brake input. So let's go to the other side and make the other brake CL7 and CL5. So if I hit the brakes on both of these, what should happen is the hands go together. I can get out of world editor mode. Let me get my controller. I don't know where it is. And you should have yep, they all in fact alright. So if that makes them come together, brake makes them come together, what's going to make them go apart is mirroring the thruster, so that the other way makes it go the other direction. So I'll just flip it. So CL5 to CL7, AL3 to AL1. So that'll be throttle input. I probably should have did it kind of back. I kind of got it backwards, I guess. Hit brake to make them slap together and gas to make them go back apart. Now they're all rubbing on the ground there. I could tell ground collisions to turn off, but that can cause other problems. Just pick them up a little bit more. Now maybe you want them to slap faster. That's fine. You can do that. You can certainly do that. You can increase the amount of thrust. Let's put an extra 1,000 on each one. Let's just make, so it ain't confusing, let's just make this, make them even numbers. I just grabbed these numbers out of the air. They're not no scientifically measured number or anything. I just had started off with 90 and then decided to do 190 and then 1,090. That's kind of how I got to that number. We can save it. Control R and then the home key. Maybe I should have had them out of the ground more. Everybody gonna have to pick them up out of the ground the way they are now. You don't want things moving too fast. You get them moving too fast and they're just gonna break the physics of the game. But we can't go more than that. Let's do 4,000. 4,000. You can change this if you want to. You know what you're probably thinking, man, you got that backwards. Maybe that should be, maybe when you hit the gas they come together, and then when you hit the brake they go apart. That'd make more sense probably to more people. Clap, clap. I don't know, let's put another 100. 1,000 or so on here. I don't know. Let's see what another, some big numbers on here. Big boom boom. No little boom boom, big boom boom. Big boom boom. Okay. Friction coefficient. I want to see if put that up some. Let's see, maybe they'll bounce off each other a little better, maybe. No, they're gonna get just stuck on the ground like that. Yeah. Yep. Well, what I could do is I could raise every single one of the nodes 1 meter higher. But I don't want to do that. Hell no. I don't feel like doing all that. But next year, add 1 to all this. Shoot. Make life easier for y'all. Not have to lift them up out the ground every time you spawn it. I know that can be a pain in the butt. Mucho perfecto. They're still scrubbing on the ground. That's why I just turned the friction coefficient. See, I mean, I could turn collisions off and then it won't collide with the ground at all. I could just do that. But they may pull some of the cars in the ground and that can cause the physics to quit too. Actually, that's just going to cause a whole host of problems, like I said. Yeah, that ain't going to work. You just have to pick them up out the ground. I'll change the friction back. In fact, I'll even make this less friction. So it shouldn't catch it all on the ground, really. Probably won't see the hands again. Alright, let's turn them back on. Hey, I didn't say it was going to be perfect. Or you can make a bird flap like that. Bird wings. Speaking of that, I guess we could rotate them and see what they do. Now that ain't gonna work because there's 2 of them. Oh, I know. Turn them this way. That's more natural. Let's turn all these nodes off now. We don't need to see that. I can turn all the triangles off, turn all these beams off. So we're just looking at the mod. Kind of reminds me of the thing in Star Wars when them things come together and hit the, you know what I'm talking about. On that planet with all the trees. Slap, slap. Now we're going to have to put a car in there. I have to put a few cars going through there. That's what we need to do. So let's do that. I think that'll be pretty fun to do. We're going to take us a few of these here and spawn them. I'm going to take that one. Spawn him on in. Yeah, let's get us a few of them in here, different cars and whatnot. Maybe this one. I don't think that one's going to be tall enough, but we'll put them in there anyway. Alright, I think we got us a few vehicles. I'll control this one because, well, he's slow. Come on down here. I missed that one, didn't I? Come on, get you some. That's about useless right there, I tell you. That couldn't have went worse. Couldn't have went worse. So we gotta make some modifications. Because apparently all these numbskulls cannot. We'll just put him in the front. Where's he at? Come here, you. Come here. Let's restart the scene. Since you want to be first, we'll go ahead and put you up there. That way you can get ahead of everybody. Since you're in a hurry. Oh, you go here. And just for safe bets, I'd probably put that one there. I'm not sure. Let's move these down. Oh, I hate the way you can't click on stuff sometimes. Let's put these closer to the ground. Let's unpause. Oh, you dumb bastard. Now you ain't gonna move, are you? No worries. Damn. That's about as useless as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, I'd have to say. Come on and get you some. Now, how the hell am I missing everybody? I know I can't miss that truck. If I ain't, though. Uh-huh. 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 I'll slap the hell out of that one. Oh, man. Damn. Well, y'all can have fun with it. I got the patience. After I make everything, I am just no patience. But I think somebody could have a good time with something like this. You know, you could make a few of these. Have a whole bunch of them. Maybe have one slapping the other way. I gotta drive in between there or something. Maybe have these like this. Call them the helping hand. Or something. I don't know what I call them. Hit wrong key. Let's simplify this. Damn, I didn't mean to do that. No, they ain't very heavy, are they? That's part of the problem too. They don't got a lot of weight. So we're gonna give us all a big boost. A big boost. Hope it don't break them. More thrust. Breaking the arms now. Too much through. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. You know what the problem is? When I did these thrusters, I only did the tops of the wrists. I didn't do the bottoms. I'll show you what I mean. I mean, it won't take long to fix, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Oh, got to turn on the damn mesh visibility. So CL7 and CL5, but I didn't do the bottom, CL6, CL4. So let's make sure we get it right. 7 and 5 is throttle. So 6 and 4 needs to also be throttle. Then on the other side, needs to have the opposite for the brake. AL0, AL2. And then AL2, AL0 for brake. AL2, AL0. I gotta make those stronger now where they bend. I increase all the beam springs strengths because they're starting to deform. All that extra weight, all that extra force needs a whole lot more spring. Irritated that it's not spawning higher like a... Oh, you know what I did, folks? I moved the damn... Remember I moved those up a meter? I didn't move the models up a meter. They're still in the same damn place. I mean, just to visualize what I'm talking about, I moved these up like a meter, but I never did move the hands up a meter. Makes sense? So like we go to where they are. No, that's the 3D cursor. Damn it. Hold on a minute. I need to go up a meter. Now re-export these, reassign, oh man, hold on a minute, reassign their origin, or reapply their transform so that they're where they're supposed to be, then re-export the DAE, overwrite the others. Now they'll be where they're supposed to be. That was what was going on. I can limit how far they can bend. I could just make some more springs to keep them from bending too much. I think it's too much force. Too much weight.